Hi friends, welcome back to Crack Grade B. We are back with yet another very important topic for the discussion for your phase 2, that is answer writing. So I hope all of you have given the phase 1 examination to your full potential, and we hope to see you all in the phase 2 examinations. Right? With this, let's begin with the answer writing strategy. But before I begin, let me ask you a question. Are you going through our YouTube channel? Now you might be asking why I'm asking this question. The reason is you have seen in the recent days we have uploaded many videos of the RBI Grade B selected candidates, the interview of the RBI Grade B selected candidates, right? So why I am asking you about those videos, although for to many of you those videos may seem uh, time taking or a useless video at this point of time because the exam is very near. But if you have to take our suggestion, go ahead and watch those videos. If not completely, go to that section where the candidate has discussed his approach towards the examination. I'm sure that is going to help you in two ways. Number one, it will motivate you to push more harder to bring the best out of you. And number two, it will give you a proper approach. So watch those videos for a proper approach. Right? Now, when I say this, see, every candidate has shared how they have approached the examination, and that is something real. See, when we make planning, so our planning may many times, come from the experience of these students. So, like this lecture, answer writing. So, what we did is we have learned the pattern from all the students of how they have attempted the answer writing for the RBI Grade B from their preparation to from their attempt in the examination, and we are bringing out to you this lecture, right? So it's better that you go ahead and watch those videos. And if you still think no, then this lecture is very, very important. Okay? You cannot afford to miss this. This would be a very short lecture, but very crisp one. So let's begin. So first thing, let us understand what are the questions and what type of questions were asked in RBI ESI. Okay. So we have seen that many of you are, bit confused with the descriptive. So when you search in the internet, most of you will end up looking at the question of UPSC or maybe state PSCs, right? So absolutely, exams are of different level. The question are more sort of analytical level. But you see in RBI Grade B, the questions are of direct. Okay, see this first question. How the different dimension of globalization evolved since the last global financial crisis of 2008 analyzed the impact. Simple. So you will have to know what is globalization, okay, what happened during the last global financial crisis, and you need to analyze the impact. That's it. So nowhere they're asking about your thinking towards the event that has happened in 2008, right? Again, if you see question number 2, describe various poverty estimation method in relation to per capita income, inflation and consumption safety net program. Direct question. No analogy in any part. Question number 3. What are the horizontal and vertical allocation of resources to state as per the 15th Finance Commission report? How this objective can be achieved? Again, this is completely direct question. If you know the basics, if you know the static part of it, you can write the answer. Okay, you can secure very, very good marks. Let me take you to the 10 marker question. What are the three measures related to disinvestment of strategic sector and non-strategic sector in Union Budget 2021-22? Discuss rationally and impact. So you see all the questions were of direct in nature, right? So there is nothing to fear that what will come in the examination. You focus on your static part, focus on your current affairs part, and you will be done. Okay. Go with the confidence that yes, you can frame some good questions without making any grammatical. So there is no room for grammatical mistakes. This is where you will lose the marks, right? So make sure that whatever sentence you are framing, keep it simple. No need to use some big words. Simple, with simple grammar is more than enough. So let us understand how to write the answer. So whenever you get a question, every question that you get, the answer approach should be intro, where you define things. Define plus you can also mention the impact. That's it. Okay. Then number two is body. So see, uh, as per the latest video of Mr. Chandrakanta Reddy, so he have very well pointed out that his approach to answer writing is point wise. See, he is an UPSC candidate, right, who has also cleared RBI. So taking his experience would be a balanced one because he know the side of UPSC and he also know the side of RBI. Okay, so he is not being judgmental in both the fronts. Okay, so he is very honest towards the approach uh, when he is approaching the UPSC and when he has approached the RBI, right? So body, it's better to mention in point wise. It's better that we approach in the point wise manner. Then comes the conclusion. Okay, then comes the conclusion. So this is the overall skeleton of your answer: intro, body, and conclusion. Now let's move forward and let us practice this question. Briefly discuss the suitable measure to control inflation. See, nowhere it is related to current affair. It's completely direct. It is not asking about what do you think about the current prevailing current affairs inflation situation in the country. No, nowhere it is asking. Okay, so it is not mandatory. Even if you do not remember some important data points, see, when it comes to inflation, we already know that in the recent, in somewhere during the March and May, the inflation was beyond 6%. Okay, so RBI took some measures, government took some measures. Even if we do not remember and we do not recall that, no problem. Let's write this answer with completely basic things that we know. Okay, and also at the last we'll discuss what is there in the current news. Then first, let us define it. So let us define what inflation. Inflation is the decline of purchasing power of a given currency over time. A quantitative estimate of the rate at which the decline is in purchasing power occurs can be reflected in the increase of an average price level of a basket of selected goods and services in an economy over some period of time. The rise in the general level of price, often expressed as a percentage, means that a unit of currency effectively buys less than it did in the prior period. Now see, many of you might be thinking this introduction is a bit more complex than the normal one. What is inflation? Inflation is a general rise in price over a period of time. This is the simple thing. But you know how it is written. So let me tell you, this is the definition from Investopedia, right? Now, why I have purposely put and I'm discussing it here because as a answer checker, what he is going to read first? He is going to read first the introduction. Okay. So the first thing that you should write best is the introduction. Okay. You can afford to miss something in the body part because you cannot score 15 out of 15. Okay. So there should not be any target that I will have to score 15 out of 15. No. The primary and the only target should be to write the answer in points. Whatever it has asked in the question, let's not deviate. Let's not jump the uh, word limits. That's it. And let's not make any grammatical mistake. So this should be the three points that you should keep in your mind before you write the answer. So it is very important that you write the introduction very good. So introduction is very important because that is the first thing that an answer checker is going to read. Then Once you write an introduction, then what comes? Let us understand the next. So there are three. What is the question? So the question is suitable measures. So once I give introduction to it, I can straight away mention measures. So there are three kind of measures: monetary, number two fiscal, number two others, third others. That's it. Okay, I can mention all this. Then let me start with what is monetary, what is fiscal, and what do I mean by other. So let us see monetary measures. See, again, when you think of monetary measures, again, monetary measures is a very big topic. You can write everything. You can write what is repo rate, you can write what is MSF, you can write about GSAP, you can write about LTRO and whatnot. Okay, whatever RBI does to combat inflation is everything monetary measure. You can write, okay, but we are not here to write everything that we know. We are here to make a point towards what? Towards the question. So, monetary measure. So, I am assuming that you don't remember anything from the current affairs, right? So, that is how the answer is framed. So, one of the important monetary measures is monetary policy. The central bank of the country adopt a number of methods to control the quantity and quality of the credit. For this purpose, it raises the bank rate, sells securities in the open market, raises the reserve ratio, adopts a number of selective credit control measures such as raising margin requirement and regulating consumer credit. Right? So basically the money supply. Monetary policy may not be effective in controlling inflation if inflation is due to cost pull push factors. Monetary policy can only be helpful in controlling inflation due to demand pull factors. That's it. The problem in front of us is word limit. Okay, and we are here to make a what point. We are here not to write everything that we know. That will be the biggest blunder that can happen with an answer writing. Okay, so if we write everything that we know. So see, in 3 points, it is clear that what RBI does, it can raise ratios, reserve ratio rate. Okay, it can adopt selective credit control measures. Okay, it can raise the bank rate. It can sell securities in the open market. So in 3 lines, everything is clear about monetary measures. Now, let us see the fiscal measures at the government end. Monetary policy alone is incapable of controlling inflation. It should therefore be supplemented by fiscal measures. Fiscal measures are highly effective for controlling government expenditure, personal consumption expenditure, and private public investment. The principal fiscal measures are following: reduction in unnecessary expenditure, increasing taxes, increasing savings. Yeah. We'll have to consider the word limit also, right? So we cannot get into everything and we cannot discuss. So making a point that yes, fiscal measure is a tool to control the inflation in an economy. Then let's see what's others. So other measure to increase production. Okay, so this is one point. Price control is other point, and rationing is the other. One of the foremost measures to control inflation is to increase the production of essential consumer goods like food, clothing, traditional oil, sugar, vegetables, oil, etc. Increase the production. Okay, it's very important because see, when there is a less production, less quantity of available of the product in the market, and the demand goes up, obviously the price is going to rise. So what government can do? Government can intervene and increase the production. Okay, the government can put a policy, and through that policy, the production will go up. Price control. Price control means fixing an upper limit for the prices of essential consumer goods. They are maximum prices fixed by law, and anybody charging more than this prices is punished by law. Price control. Okay. You see, many times government fix the price. Like in nowadays, when the mass got scared, okay, the government came and fixed the price using some law, fixed by a law. So Essential Commodity Act. It fixed. the price of the mask, and see the price has come down. Okay, so price control is another tool. Then rationing. So rationing aims at distributing consumption of scarce goods so as to make them available to a large number of consumers. It is applied to essential consumer goods such as wheat, rice, sugar, kerosene oil, etc. Okay, rationing. So rationing means government can distribute the goods that are scarce in nature. Let's take an example of the vaccine distribution. What if the vaccine was available in all the medical store? You would see a long queue. People who had money would have been in the queue, and the people who are poor would have been in their home because they don't have money, so they cannot go to the line. So what government can do? It can ration. It can distribute free of cost, or maybe it can distribute by taking some small amount of money so as to cater that scarce goods and make it available to a large number of consumers throughout the country. Okay, so it is applied to essential consumer goods such as wheat, rice, sugar, kerosene oil, etc. So with this, the three control is done. Okay, so what all thing we have completed? We have completed intro, we have completed body. Now we'll see conclusion. So let us see the conclusion. Inflation affects the population differently. It can be controlled through multidimensional efforts, that is, the combination of fiscal, monetary, and administrative measures. Inflation in India is due to both demand factor and supply side constraint. Reserve Bank role need to be rationalized in this regard. It also needs to be complemented. Okay, keep it simple, keep it short. Make sure the intro and the conclusion should be the best part of your answer. Obviously, try to work on everything, intro, body, and conclusion. But given the circumstances that you don't know much about that particular topic, the intro and the conclusion should be uh, the best that you can. Okay. So now let us see. You see, this answer was completely based on the static. No current affairs thing was used. But if you want to use, you can mention that the inflation has crossed the 2 to 4% bracket. Okay, in the recent times, and what RBI is doing, RBI is see, RBI is expanding its so RBI is has introduced many tools like GSAP, LTRO. Okay, why? Because RBI cannot change the repo rate very frequently, given it needs to support growth, because the economy has seen a small period of time where we have seen recession, right? So with this, we have come to the end of this lecture. Wish you good luck from the team Crack Grade B. Before I say goodbye, I would like to remind you to visit the website and look up on our course for NABARD Grade A and Grade B. Right. So this is one of the most economical and best course available in the country. Why I say the best course? Uh, we would not say, rather we would ask you to go ahead and check by yourself by downloading the app from Google Play Store and going to our YouTube channel. You can find some uh, reviews of the students who are working on the respective organization, and they have given the review of our course in a video. So you can watch them and make a fair decision. With this, thank you and happy learning. Let's meet in the other lecture.